Welcome back to Andersen Acres. We're out here with Arwen today, just kind of hanging out in the sun because it is quite a beautiful day. Very nice weather. It's not raining today. We're happy. Today I wanted to talk about feeding your goats. So the primary thing you're going to feed your goats is forage. The delicate microbes of the rumen are sustained by cellulose fibers. Cellulose fiber comes from forage. What is forage? Forage is basically all the green stuff. So your hays, your grass, your brush, all the stuff that goats stand around chewing on all day, that's your forage. And that should make up the primary percentage of your goat's diet. So upwards of 90% of your goat's diet should be some type of forage, whether it's hay or maybe they're free ranging and eating your grass, maybe they're chewing on your twigs, there's my chair. But whatever they're eating, that should be what they primarily eat, their forage. You can buy them really nice hay, whatever, but you need something that is forage. I know there's a lot of concentrates and goat feeds out there, and those are fine, but they should be fed sparingly. Okay, you don't want to feed a lot of those, because too much of those feeds, too much of those concentrates can actually ferment really quickly. They can produce excess acid, and that can disrupt the delicate balance of the rumen. The rumen is essential, remember, to goats existing. They need their rumen working properly or they will die. So you want to make sure you are supporting that rumen and making sure that you are feeding primarily forage. Okay, you want to feed primarily forage. The best forage is long grass hay. Okay, nice long grassy hay. It should be low in those high protein bits like alfalfa and clover. You want it low in that. It doesn't have to be none, but low is good. Otherwise, they're not super picky eaters. They like weeds and stocky things, so you can actually get away with a hay that is not good enough for him, for example. Okay, they like some of that stuff. They like the weeds and the stocky things and the stuff that he won't necessarily eat. They like it. So you can get away with that. It should be green, sweet smelling, and free of dust and mold. But otherwise, goats are actually not difficult. They can be picky. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they're not difficult to feed. Get them a hay that they like, and they will eat it happily. Okay? Grain is, we feed grain on occasion. We feed grain a little bit to her every day, so she gets it minimally, but she does get it. I like to feed a 60-30-10, and not every goat needs the grain. We kind of feed it as a treat. That's why she doesn't get very much. It does provide extra calories, so if you have a goat who's having a hard time keeping the weight on and you can't figure out why, just try adding a little bit of grain. That might help. Also, certain types of goats need that extra supplement, those extra calories anyway. So if you have dairy goats that you're milking, you're going to want to provide a little bit of extra grain just to keep their calorie count up. If you have any pregnant or lactating goats, regardless of breed, even if they're not a dairy breed, if your females are pregnant or they are feeding a baby, you need to make sure that they are getting the appropriate calorie count. So a grain can really help you there. Also, if you're raising meat breeds, you might want to think about using a little bit of grain if you have fast growing meat breeds, because it just kind of evens out their calorie count a little bit, evens out their growth rate. So that is not a bad idea either. You want to provide a mineral or a salt lick. You're just going to lay there. We're not going to do anything fun. No. So you want to provide a mineral or a salt lick. They make ones that are specifically for goats, which is really nice. And I use that quite frequently. I like goat ones. If you have sheep, though, you want... okay. If you have sheep, you want to be aware that goat minerals have a lot of copper, and sheep can't have the copper. So if you raise your sheep and goats together, you want to make sure you get a dual species salt lick or mineral lick, just because you do not want to give too much copper to your sheep. It'll kill them. Goats need copper. So you can supplement copper individually. And by the way, I just want to take a moment and admire how absolutely gorgeous this goat is. Like, after she shed her winter fluff, she is looking so good. Her body condition is excellent. She's not fat, but she's neat and trim. And she's definitely not skinny, but she also is not fat. Just everyone admire how beautiful Arwen is. And you're so shaggy, but you're beautiful. We're just going with it. Anyway, so yes, you do want to provide a salt or a mineral lick. If you are really lucky, you might have a company in your area that formulates those kind of licks specifically for your area, because every area, using him to scratch your head, every area has a slightly different mineral content in their grasses. So one area might be high in copper, one area might be low in copper. If you have a company that specifically makes salt licks for your area, you could very well... Aw, you getting Whiskey? He didn't do anything. He didn't do anything. Jeez, why are you being so mean to him? You're such a meanie. You meanie. Meanie weenie. Yeah, you're a meanie weenie. Oh, is she okay? Oh, poor guy. Anyway, if you are lucky, you will be able to get yourself salt licks meant for your area. Those mineral licks that are designed for your area. Most of us aren't that lucky, but if you are, take advantage of it. Beware that goats can be really... Hi, bud. Beware that goats can be really picky eaters occasionally. So what they'll do is they'll eat the parts of the hay that they enjoy, but they will not eat the stuff they don't like. They'll kind of discard it all over the ground. Then they'll pee and poop on it. They don't eat soiled hay, so then it's going to waste. So you can try waste-free feeders. I have had exactly 0 success with waste-free feeders. Exactly 0. So because I've had 0 success with waste-free feeders, I don't actually recommend them. Your best bet is to use the discarded hay for bedding, because they'll lay in it. You're going to get them again? Oh, jeez. Yeah. But your best bet is to put that thing away. Anyway. Boys will be boys. Anyway. Your best bet is to use it for bedding, or you might decide that you're going to use it for the other animals. So, for example, Shadowfax will eat some of the stuff that she won't. Yeah. Okay. We're just having a good time. So Shadowfax will eat stuff that she won't eat. So you can do a lot of that. Do not roll. Whiskey. Aww. You need a bath. Aww. Yeah, that's gross. That's gross, man. That is so gross. But awesome. Okay, anyway. Not the point. Not the point at all. Where are you? I'm trying to do a video on you and you just want to rub against my legs. Anyway. So they won't eat soiled hay. Use it for something else. I don't love waste-free feeders. As far as I can tell, waste-free feeders suck. I've tried them. Where are you guys going? Oh, did you just get boofed in the butt? Poor boy. Boofed in the butt. Yeah, she boofed him in the butt. Anyway, use the discarded hay for bedding or to feed other animals, because goats aren't going to eat it. They're bums. They'd rather starve than eat what they don't like. So that is about it for us here today at Andersen Acres as we watch Whiskey play with Arwen. We'll see you tomorrow.